Hi there, I am Ismail from Pelema, and today we're going to be looking at how to submit your sitemap to Google. Now, why do we need to do this? So, firstly, before we answer that question, we need to be clear about what a sitemap does not do. It does not force Google to index pages, it does not improve rankings directly, and it does not override quality issues. Submitting a sitemap to Google is not about ranking, it's about discovery, prioritization, and crawl efficiently. What a sitemap does is that it helps Google discover URLs faster. A sitemap is an inventory you are handing to Google saying, these are the pages I think matters. This is critical when pages are new, when pages have few to no internal links, when the site is large, when the site is new or low authority. Without a sitemap, Google relies on pure crawling links, which can be slow or incomplete. Just think about, the police sending five officers to search a house with 56 rooms. How efficient do you think they will be able to do that without a map telling them which pages or rooms in this case to prioritize? So it helps Google to understand your site's priorities. So Google compares the URLs in your sitemaps and the URLs it discovers via crawling. It learns which URLs you care about, which URLs you consider canonical, which URLs should be crawled more often. So if a URL is in the sitemap, is properly internally linked, and it's returning a 200 code, which means there are no redirects on it and it's working properly, it is far more likely to be indexed and recrawled regularly. Another major part of sitemaps for Google is that it helps with crawl efficiency. Let's go back to my analogy about five officers and a house that has 56 rooms. Google has limited crawl resources per site. So a sitemap helps Google spend that crawl budget on important pages and avoids it wasting time on junk URLs. And it will recrawl updated pages faster. So that means those important pages on your site, if you update them, having a sitemap on your website helps submitted on Google helps Google to update any changes that you make to those pages faster. So without a sitemap, Google often crawls the wrong stuff first because let's for small sites that's less of a worry, but in a big site you are more likely to have more pages that should not be crawled over pages that should be crawled. So with all that, let us dive into how we can actually upload this sitemap. So usually this tutorial is not really about um, how to create the sitemap in the first place, but let's just briefly go on that. It's by, if you're using WordPress, it's by using you can use a plugin called any plugin like Yoast or Rank Math. These plugins automatically create your sitemap. And then if you want to do it manually, you can simply open your notepad and type up the pages. And once you type up the pages in a certain way, you will just upload that txt file into your server, and that will be that. But we are not here to dive into detail about that. We are simply here to show you how to get that sitemap to Google. So if we come to a new tab, all we have to do is to go to our site and type the link. We are using Bream Assessment website, and we say slash sitemap.xml. And this is it. This is our sitemap. So all we'll do here is to copy this sitemap link and then we come back here to Google Search Console. And in Google Search Console, under indexing, we go to Sitemaps. And then in Sitemaps, as you can see, there's already a previous submission. So you just paste the link to your sitemap here and you press submit. And that's it. Once that submission is finished, you just wait a few hours for Google to recrawl the site, and that will be that. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I look forward to catching up with you on the next one. Bye.